Yeah, we're live now.
Okay, so we shall start, right? Okay. So, hi everyone. Welcome to our new session. And this event is with collaboration with Tezos India Foundation. And we have our speaker, Malviya, who is the president of Tezos India Foundation. And yeah, you must be hearing a lot about NFTs these days and how we can leverage that. So, we have the master in house, and today he'll be telling about the future of DeFi with NFTs, like how you can leverage NFTs and how things gonna be with the NFTs and what new tech is coming up. So, I feel we are good to go. So, over to you.
All right. First of all, thank you guys for having me. And Hi everyone, I'm Om Malviya, co-founder of Tishore and Tezos India. Um, Talking about DeFi and NFTs, this space has seen a lot of developments in last couple of months, be it regarding to DeFi or be it regarding to NFTs. First of all, these words itself, like NFTs, has become so trending that we are now seeing NFTs on Hindi news channels, on English news channels, even in India itself. And DeFi took some time, even though DeFi became trending sooner than one would expect. Like it just became trending in couple of months, 4 to 5 months. But NFTs, the trend of NFTs took even less than that, and we saw a huge number of people, minting NFTs, buying NFTs, a lot of NFT games and stuff like that. So, going back, we should first think of what currently exists, how the idea came into, uh, how this idea came to be of DeFi and NFT. So, NFTs goes the first boom of NFT we saw. I think if you were active during the 2017 crypto times, you might remember CryptoKitties. That's when new standard on Ethereum ERC 720 was released, and a company released some kitties as non-fungible tokens on Ethereum blockchains. Now, the properties of these kitties were that each one is unique. You can breed kitties, and that will be unique itself. If you own an NFT that is uniquely owned by you, so it's not a fungible token in a sense that if you have 10 rupees, I also have 10 rupees, then the properties of both nodes are similar, right? So first, that's what it means by non-fungible tokens. That it can't be replicated. It's unique, and it is verifiable on blockchain that you are the sole owner of whatever that NFT is. Which can, in for simple purposes, we can call it as a collectible. A digital collectible makes more sense, which is verifiable, where ownership can be verified, which is authentic. You can uh, index through the chain and see in the entire history who has owned this collectible previously, and you can also decide up to its rarity and a couple other things. Right now, what's happening now is that there has been a lot of advancement in the NFT, and the infrastructure around NFTs, and also the technology around it. For example, when in 2017 CryptoKitties was launched, it clogged the Ethereum network itself. So for a moment, and that was the time that everybody realized that uh, blockchains were not ready for to handle such a big load in 2017. And now in 2020, 2021, we are seeing this NFTs flourish and becoming so popular because first of all, the tech is ready. We have seen a lot of blockchains have upgraded themselves in last couple of years. Even Tezos itself has upgraded itself more than 3 4 times, and all of these blockchains are now efficient, and they can handle the load. They can uh, and this they can handle the load, and Second thing is infrastructure. So when it comes to infrastructure, it means proper tooling, proper standard. For example, when ERC 721 was announced, then also came ERC 1155, if I'm right. But on Tezos, you have FA2, which is a sort of mixed standard which can defy a fungible token and a non-fungible token itself as well. So now the standards are here. Then second thing was tooling. So you also need tooling if you want to build some great NFT marketplaces like wallets. You need a way to connect your mobile wallet to your a web application or a dApp. So there are many things that I think, have come into the scene in last 2-3 years, which have made it possible today for a lot of people, or for not still mainstream users, but a lot of users who are coming into crypto to be able to buy NFTs and also to perform complex operations or transaction using DeFi that we see. So that is what these are some of the developments that has happened in NFTs. And now we are seeing many big players coming into this space. For example, you can think of NBA Top Shot, which Top Shot is a sort of a collectible card game where you can collect the cards of basketball players. Like, if you might remember, in childhood we used to do that. A lot of Indian kids used to do that for WWE cards or cricket cards in a physical manner. Now just think that, but in a digital way, where you have sort of trust, or you have if you have a card that is verifiable, that is uniquely owned by you, right? So that's something that NFTs brought, and we are seeing a lot of boom in this area. A lot of visual artists, 3D artists, are minting their arts and minting their collections on NFT marketplaces. And now, what crypto essentially enables is a borderless economy, right? So now in these marketplaces, if you are an artist from Malaysia, if you are an artist from, let's say, Argentina, you can mint your art, and everybody around the world can go and look at your art, and if or she is interested, they can buy it or they can bid for it. And that, I think, is the most exciting part about NFTs, that it essentially enables a borderless economy, where everybody who's interested in selling the art, making the art and buying the art, it brings all of them together, and they can transact with each other in a simple way. Now, it, that economy has now been enabled by a lot of tooling, infrastructure, a lot of advancement, in the blockchain technology itself. And now we are seeing that you know it's the time when a lot of platforms are ready for to enable these kind of NFT marketplaces. Right now, the value of NFT, it can that is also topic of debate. Value of NFT can depend upon a lot of different things. So, for example, if I am, let's say, Honey Singh, I'm not, but if, let's say, I'm Honey Singh or Badsha, and if I want to release my song uniquely as an NFT on some blockchain, but now, if first of all is uh, it has to have some authenticity, that okay, it is the original art by Honey Singh or by myself or Badsha, right? And now I'm releasing it as an NFT. So some of the value, it derives from the person who is minting it, or who is tokenizing it. So which comes as my artistic background. And the second thing is, how many people are interested in that. So it's sort of like it works in an influencer way. And now, if a lot of people are interested in buying it, then it generates its own value. But there is no proper way as of now to do some sort of price discovery of a given NFT. Right. For that to happen, the market has to evolve a lot more. There has to be a lot more liquidity. There has to be a lot more people entering into this space, and there has to be some more technical advancements until we come to a point where, if I'm looking at some art, if I'm looking at some NFT, and I can say, okay, this is what its price gonna be, right? In the same way how it happens in the physical world. So again, if I'm Badshah Ranjit Singh releasing my song as an NFT, first of all, the main value proposition is that if somebody buys the NFT, that song is uniquely his. I mean, he has the copyright to it, and he can use that song or that NFT in whatever way he wants to. Right? That's a big thing, and that will always be stay uniquely owned by that person. So you know that's how it derives its value. It could be in multiple different ways. But as I said, there is no foolproof method as of now that how an NFT can derive its value. It can be pure speculation, or it can be whatever an individual is willing to bid on, right? So I think, in my opinion, DeFi is bit more mature than NFTs. Both the space are not as much as matured as to go totally not as ready for mainstream adoption. But I think DeFi is a bit more mature because for NFTs, we need a lot more liquidity. We need some sort of standard or a sort of ethos around the NFT minting. For example, as an artist, I can mint the same NFT on Ethereum and I can mint the same NFT on Tezos. But I mean, which holds the more value, right? So there are a lot of things that people are figuring out that how it should be done, but it's exciting. The space is very exciting. We are seeing a good amount of growth and good amount of development in this space, and we will keep seeing more, right? So again, if I want to conclude the NFT space in in short, I feel there needs to be better methods for price discovery, for which we require a lot more liquidity, and then uh, we also need some sort of NFT standards, or if even if let's say uh, even if let's say somebody is minting an NFT on Ethereum and he wants to mint Tezos, there has to be some way of bridging that, or porting that NFT from Ethereum to Tezos. So these are some of the things that comes to my mind, which needs to be out there. Uh, Now, the topic of the talk is future of DeFi with NFTs. So I talked about NFTs, that a lot of room to grow, but whatever is happening right now is very exciting. Uh, if you want to try out NFTs, I would suggest you to go to hiketnug.xyz, uh, because if you go to Ethereum, even if an NFT is let's say priced at $1, it will cost you, I guess, $50 in gas transaction itself. That is another issue on Ethereum where the NFTs are most popular. So I think the NFTs have to move to a blockchain which is less energy consuming, which has less carbon footprint, such as Tezos or other proof of stake chains. Um, and I'm from Tezos, so I would say Tezos works best for that matter. And main clean NFTs there, because this is the NFTs are essentially a piece of art mainly. And if you're an artist, a lot of artists are active towards energy consumptions of Ethereum and Bitcoin, and they are concerned about carbon footprint of such blockchains. So we are seeing a huge amount of growth in the NFT platforms that exist on Tezos. First of all, it won't cost you a lot of money in gas. I guess just 2 to 5 rupees or 7 rupees for gas transaction. And the second thing it will enable for you to is that you can try and buy some NFT for yourself for as low as 1 Tez or 0.5 Tez, or 1 Tez is like $5, and you can see yourself how this process works, and check it out on blockchain. You can try it in the real time, and that way you can get a better understanding of this. That was about NFTs. If you have any questions, you can let me know. If What are your questions about NFTs? What and as I said again, and the space is very what you could say, experimental, in the experimental stage. So do not try to put a lot of money into stake, unless and until you are very sure. That's what my recommendation would be. Do not throw a lot of money into NFTs as of now, unless you are genuinely interested in art and you want to keep the art for yourself. If you are a collector, then it makes the most sense for you to get an NFT or some artistic pieces that you might like. If you just want to trade it, then you have to be, you have to have your thesis. You have to have sort of understanding of the NFT or an art, that why this NFT or art has value and why it will accrue value in the future, or the value of the NFT will increase further. Uh, and that way, how will you be able to resell it again? So that's just a brief, not advisable, but as I said again, if you want to try it out, you can go to xyz and try some stuff out there. And then second platform on Tezos is Calamint.io. Even if you don't want to buy anything, you can go and scroll through the stuff and you will get a better understanding of stuff. Right? Can you tell how NFT changed the marketplace? What do you think decide price of NFT? Is it just a craze bubble or does it really have some value? So currently, I think it's just like a craze, or right? Because we have this open borderless economy where anybody can come into the picture and can mint something or can mint some art, right? And that can be bought by anyone in the around the world, right? So first of all, there has to be a method for verification that if, let's say, hmm, I'm coming to the picture, I'm an artist and I'm minting some art, it has to be original. That has to be verified first. So that's why you see a lot of marketplaces. Some marketplaces are, semi-centralized, and some market semi-decentralized, and some marketplaces are totally decentralized. So when it is a totally decentralized marketplace, any anonymous user can come into the picture and mint his art, and anybody who's willing to buy that piece of art can buy it, right? And in that scenario, you are not very sure if that art is that art was uniquely created by that guy. You can do some background check for yourself, but not possible. But it has both upside, you know, pros and cons. But in some semi-decentralized spaces, there are some startups or companies. They do some sort of background verification that the art that has been minted by artist is his only, and that way you can be sure that the first attribute of that NFT is that it has to be authentic and unique, and you can be sure about that. Now, when it comes to price, again, I said it's totally speculation. We need a lot more liquidity, a lot more people who are genuinely interested in collecting art. Then we will, see sort of price discovery for all these NFTs. Right now, it's just speculations. In most of the NFTs that I see, and also it depends upon rarity and the story behind an NFT. Is that it could derive value from a set of attributes. For example, it mainly depends upon why would a user would be interested in collecting that collectible. For example, if you want to think of how the prices of NFT is decided, think of the Pokemon cards or cricket cards or WWE cards you used to play. Now, if you were, let's say 6 or 7 years old, and if you had ₹5, ₹10, at least for me, I would go crazy to buy a unique, let's say Undertaker card or a Raul Dravid or Sachin Tendulkar card for that rupees to grow my collection. So until it is seen as uh, sort of a practice of collecting collectibles. Till then, you will see some sort of price keep happening. The demand will also keep increasing, and depending upon the supply, you can see price varying, right? So it can depends upon a lot of things. Now, if there are some sort of, let's say, users who don't have any idea about what this NFT or what this art is, and they are just buying it for pure speculation, it can work out sometimes. But again, there has to be some sort of thesis or fundamentals or some sort of research behind it that why it should have value, right? So that's what I would suggest to you. If you want to think of price of any NFT, you have to always think of why would someone pay to collect it? Why does it have value? The value of NFT derives from why people wants to collect it or why they want to hold it, right, rather than just trading it, because it's a different space. Can you tell how NFT changed the marketplace? So marketplace is more like an open marketplace where anybody can come and buy NFTs, right? Just you can, for example, OpenSea, Ketna, Kalame. These are some examples. Uh, and NFTs enable users to marketplaces enables users to buy and mint NFTs, which are again I'm saying collectibles, where artists can go and mint their NFTs, and users can go and buy them, and that way artists can generate an alternate source of income in these borderless economies that are being created by NFTs itself. How DeFi can be combined with NFTs? Is it possible to stake NFT in DeFi staking manner? Hmm. So now, when it comes to combining DeFi and NFT, I think there's a lot of room to grow. There has to be a lot of advancement, a lot of developments in this space because, first of all, in DeFi, what happens is, for example, the basic example of DeFi is I'm going to put my Bitcoin or Ethereum as a collateral, right? And I can borrow some money out of it. That's what DeFi is in a nutshell. Where you can perform things that you perform operations that you would perform otherwise in a physical banking branch or traditional banking, but you can perform all the same operations and transaction in a decentralized manner, right? So if you are putting your Ethereum, Tezos, or Bitcoin as a collateral, and you are borrowing some USDC or USDT stable coins out of it, that's what DeFi is, right? But now in that space, you have certainty at any given point of time that what the value of underlying collateral is, right? So if I'm putting my Bitcoin as a collateral, my Ethereum as a collateral, or my Theos as a collateral, right now, then I know right now what the price is. It's $5 or $6, and according to that, I can borrow some amount of it out of it. Now NFTs are also uh, you know NFTs are also some pieces or tokens that contains value. Now, what exactly is the value that needs to be determined first? So there has to be some sort of, as I said again, there has to be a good amount of liquidity. There has to be good amount of price discovery for NFTs. So if there is any class of NFTs, for example, we can say just cryptocurrencies, for example. If there is price discovery for all the cryptocurrencies that exist right now, there's a sort of way to determine prices. If I have a cryptocurrency and I can see even a range that I can there's if there's some way that I can think, okay, the price of this cryptocurrency is somewhere around $50 to $100. If there is that mechanism, then I can put it as a collateral, and I can borrow some money against that NFT, right? Or if I want to lend an NFT to somebody else, I can lend an NFT to somebody else, and they can perform transaction. So that's something that we will see a lot of developments on. It's not ready right now, as far as I know. There are some experimental protocols or projects working on this thing, price discovery of NFTs, but still, we haven't seen. I haven't seen anything solid yet. If you have, just let me know. Is it possible to stake NFT in DeFi staking manner? So I think you can. I mean, it's not. It's possible to stake NFT. If I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be possible to stake NFTs. But then again, it has to be clear why you are staking it, or what how does your mechanism design looks like, or what are some incentives for users for staking NFT or what they are getting out of it, right? So it is possible, yes. But in what way? I'm not sure. I haven't thought about it. That why would I stake NFT? Because I haven't seen any project so far. Maybe Aave Kochi, but I'm not sure if NFT staking is there yet or not. So just NFT tokens which can give a good profit. Uh, so for NFTs, you know, I'm not really sure about profits because it's totally different thing. If any NFTs will give you some, if any NFT will give you some profit, because it's total speculation. But as I said, if you want to try stuff out, just on a basic level, you can try Luck or Calamit.io if you are an artist, or if you're just a collector, and then you can try to resell those NFTs if you think some art, some collectible has a nice value. Uh, and usually NFTs can give a good profit. No, I mean, I can't be sure that any given NFT will give you, good profit because it's a lot of speculation and stuff like that. I have tried a lot of NFTs on Vex, on Tezos, on a lot of, but you just from the means of collecting them and trying stuff out. Sometimes, when I'm just trying them out, somebody bids for a better offer, but that's usually, I think purely by luck or chance. How to judge an NFT by saying its bid and price. Yeah, so for I think there are multiple ways actually. If I have to, if I, so again, not an advice, but how I see is, for example, if an NFT, first of all, if the who is minting an NFT, right? So if it is an art, the artist has to have a good background in art space itself. He has to be a good artist. He must have some art published in physical spaces or some galleries, something like that. The more the value of artist, the more the value of NFT will be, right? And then that NFT gets bought at some, let's say, X amount, and then it totally depends upon interest of people in buying that NFT, and according to that, you can bid more or you can decide upon its price. It's more about it's more about interest itself. uh, for example, how it happens in trading, when the hype or the interest around a particular coin is at its peak, it gets its peak value, and as it starts declining, a lot of people also lose value. For example, you can take example of Dogecoin or something. So again, I'm saying, for if you are buying a Virat Kohli NFT in a cricket based NFT marketplace, then the value of that NFT will purely come from, first of all, who are interested in in collecting those NFT collectible itself first. So let's say if the value of that card is $5, and Virat Kohli performed really well in an IPL season, and then there could be some value deriving from that, you can sell that card for some sort of higher price. Now, what exactly, that I don't know. There is no foolproof way to justify that. One thing could be, if you one thing to look out at is, you can have a look at NBA Top Shot. I think if you look at NBA Top Shot, for a drop of NFT, for example, if it's LeBron James and there are only 100 LeBron James that exist, you can check out, what are the people bidding on all those 100 LeBron James card. So, for example, if somebody is willing to sell that LeBron James card for $5 and somebody else is willing to sell that card for $100,000, which I've seen also in this space, then there can't be a tangible way to discover the price. It would be more like then somebody buy it for $5, and then at what price he's willing to sell it. So still very experimental. It's very experimental. What you need, uh, it's more about when you try it only, then you get to know more that how exactly it's done. But as far as art is concerned, just normal art and stuff. I don't think unless and until you have good understanding of art, you can speculate the price. There are some good. There, these days I'm also seeing some companies dropping Godzilla cards and baseball cards and stuff like that on Vex blockchain. There is also a way for you to try out stuff where you can get a fair understanding of how this NFT space is being played out there, right? uh, that's something that you can look at. These are some of the examples. You can try it out, and I think once you play hands around, you'll get some sort of understanding. But there is no foolproof way to decide. Can we think of any way to generate money by holding NFTs? As I said again, the best way would be if I have an NFT and I'm putting it as a collateral, and I'm lending it, or I'm borrowing against it, and buying more assets. But as right now there is not a foolproof way to decide a price of any given NFT. I don't think that's possible as of now. There can be sometimes, for example, that Beeple NFT was sold for $69 million. People can sort of think of a value for that NFT, that okay, this is the value of that NFT, and against that you can borrow or lend something. But there are a lot of NFTs in the market, and there has to be some sort of standard for first of all to derive the prices of collectible, that on what parameters the price of this collectible depends. And we will see that we will see that as this industry and space grows. Right now, I'm saying again, it's just pure speculation. If we switch to hash graph, then how NFTs will change? I don't have any idea about hash graph, so I cannot comment on that. Any more questions, guys? Yeah, we can have multiple NFTs for the same stuff. But that's the thing, it totally depends upon how a company or an artist is trying to put value in his collectibles. If I have to take example of NBA Top Shot, then think of it as NBA Top Shot did it really well, because first of all, the NBA holds the copyright for all the movements, right, of all the basketball players, all the video and stuff like that. So, for example, right now you can go and put a song, download a song from some Bollywood song website and put it as an NFT. But would it hold any value? No, because that is not your original work. But let's say if tomorrow T Series goes and publish a song in tokenized way and put it in NFT, that will hold a lot of value. First of all, because of its background, the background of T Series, and we know that we will know that the song belongs to T Series itself, and there is no copyright infringement issues happening there, right? Uh, in the same way, if what NFT and NBA Top Shot did was they partnered with NBA, right? So, and now all the players that play in NBA, they are tokenized as movements on the blockchain, and then every player has some sort of drop. So, like for example, there are 100 cards in a category. It could be rare, common, or legendary. For example, you are only minting 10 cards for one category, you are minting 100 cards for rare category, and you are minting 10,000 for common category, and then you are pricing them. So the first price is decided by yourself as a company or as an artist, that okay, you are willing to sell this card for $5. Now after that, it totally depending upon the network effect, right? How many people are interested? It's network effect also plays a huge role. Now, in the NBA Top Shot, when fans of NBA, right, there are huge fan following on NBA. When they got to know that they can own the movements of their favorite player in a unique and verifiable way, right? That's what derived its value. So, obviously there could have been NBA movement. I could make a video on YouTube and put it on NFT as a Tezos or some other blockchain, but it wouldn't have that much of value, because of things. I think you might understand. First of all, it is NBA partnership, no copyright issues, stuff like that. Some sort of authenticity or genuinity in the project, and the way the platform is structured, the way there is the way user can participate, interact, transact in that system. So think of any marketplace as sort of like an economy, where how all the users will transact with each other, what they will do, and what will make them, keep collecting more and more cards. That's what will generate the value, and then the trading happens of cards, because people at the end want to make their collection the best. That's why people are buying into, if let's say I don't have LeBron James and you have LeBron James, I'm gonna come to you and say, hey, are you willing to, sell me your LeBron James for a more amount than you bought it for, because I want to finish my collection, right? Can you tell us about the innovations coming up in the NFT ecosystem? For NFT ecosystems, I think, and second thing is the true innovation will be when NFTs are interoperable. For example, if I have bought an NFT on OpenSea and I can sell it on, let's say, Colorman, then that would be the true innovation. So NFTs has to be interoperable, so that first of all the replication of NFTs can be prevented. Second of all, it can be it can become seamless to transact NFTs across various economies. For example, think of Ethereum as a different economy or nation, or think of Tezos as a different economy or nation. Now, if I want to buy an NFT on Ethereum and I want to sell it in Tezos blockchain, there has to be some sort of way, right? So that's what I think. The innovation needs to happen. These I think, and there might be some people who working on interoperability of tokens and bridges. For tokens, for fungible tokens, there are already bridges are live on a lot of multiple blockchains, so that you can grab one asset in a one blockchain and can mint it on a different blockchain, and that can be used on that network. Second thing is price discovery. How do you discover the price of any given NFT? If that NFT is, for example, minted by a verifiable artist or verifiable company or verifiable project, that's an interesting area to look at how that happens. So that what will happen is, if I have 10 NFTs and I want your NFT, which is as much worth as 10 of my NFTs, I can bundle 10 of my NFTs together and sell it to you, swap it and get that NFT that I want. Something like, for example, Uniswap of NFTs. That is also an innovation that I would like to see. And there are some projects, but under experimental phase. Nothing is proven till now. At least I haven't seen so far. Any more question? No questions about NFTs? I mean, a lot of innovation are happening in this space. So we will see as and when they are out and when they are proven, that how this small economies will play out. So essentially, that's what these are. Or the marketplace, for example, OpenSea is a big marketplace. This is a small economy in itself, where anybody can come and mint and buy and sell NFTs, right? And that's the second thing would be, you would also see a lot of prices, this space stabilizing a bit when it goes to mainstream adoption, which is happening right now. A lot of artists are coming, joining the space, and they are trying to, mint their art as an NFT. And there are also a set of users or set of people who are interested in buying those art. For example, if I have to give idea, just a small example, I bought an NFT on a Setnut, and I put that NFT as the screensaver on my mobile and laptop. Now, why I did that? First of all, I was just curious. So that my idea was that if I have a screensaver, if I have an email on mobile or laptop, it should be uniquely owned by myself. So now, whatever the wallpaper I have, I can tomorrow, go to someone and just say that, hey, you have a wallpaper screensaver that is, you download it from somewhere. It's not owned by you. or if you have got it from, let's say, Google or Microsoft, but the screensaver of wallpaper that I have is uniquely owned by me. I'm its only owner, verifiable, and you can check that on blockchain. Now that is something really cool to me, right? And that's why I did that. So there could be various way why any individual would be interested in collecting NFT. That was my way of collecting some art that I did, and for you it could be any different way for whatever purpose. And second thing is, we will see one more innovation that comes to my mind is whenever the corona is over, when we'll see physical art galleries opening up, the collection of NFTs, on a physical location. For example, you have a TV or you have a big screen where you are presenting your art as an NFT, your digital art, and that becomes really cool, right? Because you have this art galleries, and if you are presenting that any art, you are not, uh, you have a way to verify and prove that are you are the one who minted this art, you are the one who created this art, right? And that can be verifiable on the blockchain. That's something makes it really cool. So it's not like that I asked my friend to create some art for me, and then I'm going there and showing it to everyone, or I uploaded it some database and I'm pulling that out and showing it to everyone. Okay, Nisha Kumari, I have a huge interest in blockchain worker. Hey Nisha, you can just send me a message on LinkedIn or some other platform on Telegram, and we can talk about that. So yeah, that was about NFTs. Future of DeFi. The future of DeFi with NFTs is, if I have to say in short, is experimental. Still not decided what it will be. We don't have any proven method to check that what it will be right now. All I can say is we will see with time how the NFT space matures, how DeFi space matures, and how they correlate with each other. But definitely, whenever the future arrives of DeFi with NFTs, I think it's gonna be very cool, right? Because right now it's not possible on a broader scale in traditional markets. So for example, if I have an art or just a painting in my home, I cannot put it as a collateral to bank and get some loan out of it, unless that is painting by Vinci or Picasso or something like that. But if it becomes possible in a decentralized manner where I have some NFT and I have a way to decide its price, and then I'm going to a platform, I'm going to some sort of Aave or something like that, and putting the NFT as a collateral and borrowing against it. That's what the future of DeFi, I think, may look like. Second thing is a use case is invoice financing, which is, I guess, is happening in traditional enterprises space. So, for example, what is happening is, um, so usually, let's say if you are party A and I'm party B, and I've done some work for you, and I'm generating my invoice as an NFT, which you will pay pay out to me on a later date. For example, let's say on 31st of March, and I have generated that invoice as an NFT, and you have also signed it, right? Now I can take that invoice and go to a financer. Let's see. I'm gonna get, for example, X amount of money on 31st of March, but I need some money right now. Can you give me a loan? So now that party B or that financer has a foolproof way to verify that uh, I will have some money coming in on 31st of March. So he is going to finance me some money, and I can, I can perform my operation using that money. And whenever, as that invoice is generated as an NFT and signed by both parties, whenever that comes, the money comes, I can pay it back to financiers. That's sort of an idea that I think is an interesting use case being developed in enterprise way, and that's another area I think future of finance with NFTs could look like. All right, any more questions, guys? All right.
Yeah,
I think,
I feel there are no more questions. If there are, we can pick it up all this. One thing just popped in my mind, like what we can also have in the collectibles, right? Mean in case of collectibles and digital arts or any kind of arts we have, right? We have a museum for them, like an art museum, right? There is also a concept where like people used to submit their art in the museum and they get the royalty fees for that, right? So, is it possible in the NFT ecosystem to build something like that, which can
yeah, I think
provide?
that's already happening. I think that's already happening. So all these marketplaces that you see on Chetnak or Filament or OpenSea, you can actually say how much fees you want out of it. For example, if I'm minting an NFT on Chetnak, Chetnak or Filament, there would be, let's say, 5% or 10% marketplace fees, which will go to the marketplace, right? And then I can set my royalty fees that it would be 10%, right? So every time that NFT gets sold, I'll get 10% out of it. So I think that's already happening, and it's a really good way for an artist to make money. And we are seeing, a lot of art in marketplace getting resold, couple of times, and that way the artist, end up making good amount of money.
Okay. So, one more thing, like, what do you think about the NFT trades? Means we haven't seen any platform coming in and doing NFT to NFT trades. So, is
Yeah,
it not feasible for the market, or what's the thing going on?
yeah. The thing there is that how do you decide the price of an NFT? That's uh, that's the most. So I mean, on peer to peer basis, it is happening. For example, I've seen in NBA Top Shot. So let's say, if I have a LeBron James car, I'll send to you if you give me, let's say, don't even know, one Luca card or one Tyler card, right? And that could make sense for me. But on to do it on a technological level, some sort of, in algorithmic way or something like UNICEF way, there has to be a way to first discover the price of the said NFT, right? Right now, you don't know what the price of NFT will be. The NFTs are even more volatile than tokens. So whenever the hype is there, and NFT, for example, uh, if you talk about NBA Top Shot itself, the LeBron James with serial number one was sold for $100,000, but it some and some LeBron James card were also sold for $50,000, but then some were also sold for $20,000 or $5,000 or $10,000. So where do you think is the exact what is the exact value of that card? That's something that's hard to decide. That totally depends upon the liquidity or how many people are interested in buying this car. For example, right now, if you look at Bitcoin or something, or how Bitcoin has value, first of all, it's supply and demand, basic supply and demand, right? And uh, now that the supply is decreasing and a lot of people are interested in buying Bitcoin more and more and more, right? And that's what theoretically or conceptually derives its value on that such a large scale. But for NFTs, we also have to have a way to decide that, which is right now it's not that easy. But if there were some way to do that, that's when I think it would become possible to swap NFT to NFT.
Right, right. Means everything boils down to the price discovery and what how we are doing it, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So I feel we don't have any more questions.
All right.
Yeah.
Think very good.
So yeah, this was an awesome discussion and awesome content. Means we have got an insight of what are NFTs and how the things are going on in the NFT space, and it's very much experimental, right? So we got a scope, right? How these experiments are going on, what are the good NFT marketplaces, and this explains it all, right? So,
Yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to get into NFT space and just want to check it out, you can either go at the website I suggested to buy some cheap NFTs, or other thing you can be open up your Photoshop, open up your illustrators, generate some cool art, some illustrative 3D arts, any art that you want. If you don't, you can learn it. Generate some art and try to sell it on such marketplaces like you said, Hiketnek is open marketplace. Try to sell it there. Uh, do a shout out in Reddit or somewhere that hey, this is the NFT that I minted, and that way I think that would be the best way that you can interact with this space and get an understanding of it, that how it works. And second thing is you can be an NFT developer. That's also very cool to get a broader understanding of how these things works. More you try it, more follow this kind of stuff, you will get start building a sense of it, that what exactly is lacking in the current space and what needs to be done, and what is there already.
so last question. What do you think? Like, if someone wants to play around with NFTs, what he or she do? Create their own NFT or buy some NFT? Which should be the first step.
I think creating your would make more sense because it will cost you less, right? Only the gas fees on Tezos, but then the NFT has to be good. It's not like you pick some bird picture and putting it as an NFT. I mean, it has to. So you think of it as why would someone would want to buy your art? It has to have something, right? First of it has to be good art. I mean, that's said. It has to be good art, and then second of all, it has to have some appeal to users. That why would but it's, for me, as I shared my example, I bought an NFT because I wanted a cool screensaver, a cool wallpaper, right? I want to take a sense of pride that the images of the wallpaper that I own on my mobile wallpaper or laptop wallpaper are uniquely owned by myself. It's just being cool. So that's one way. Second way could be you can also try to buy them. But as I said, buying is an expensive thing. Sometimes NFTs could be $100, $200, something like that. So if you want to just starting off, I would advise you to mint it. And if there is any also, if you think of any NFTs which is really cool, you think, and people would be interested in it a lot, but it is very cheap, like one days or 2 days, you can also try to buy it and resell it, right?
Yeah.
And then why not? I mean, you are then you try to act like you are selling your art. Once you have that art, that why you can tell your story that okay, why this art is unique, or why should you have it? Why should you uh, get it? And that way you can try to resell it or create it. And the second thing is there are many open channels you can join in, discuss with people from all around the globe community, and learn from them. And you can also, talk with them. For example, I think Kalam in Discord or Hiset in Discord, they are very open, really good discussions happening there. You can also showcase your NFT. You can also showcase whatever you bought, and you can, network with a lot of people, and that way you can get a better understanding of how who are all these people who are minting art, who are all these artists, and who are the people who are buying, and you can start developing a sense of what's exactly happening and from where the value is coming from.
Got it. So yeah. So I think we don't have any questions, and yeah. So thanks a lot, Om, for being here with us, and thanks to Tezos India Foundation for collaborating with us and do this awesome event. Uh,
Thanks a lot, guys, for having me. Thanks, everyone who are here. If you have any questions, let me know. Uh, you can, uh, if you can connect you with me, or if you have any questions, if you can later on ask me questions, and keep exploring, keep doing cool things. And as I said, if you want to get into the space, the first thing is start now. Start simple in a very minimalistic way. Try mint your own NFTs, or try developing some of your NFTs yourself. If you know how to build, if you know how to build NFTs and marketplaces, and if you have a fair understanding of what goes behind the scene in technological way, let me know. A lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of projects are hiring these days, and that can be something cool. But before that, you have to have a fair understanding, a good understanding of technology, as well as the idea of NFTs, or maybe DeFi itself, that what essentially what they are, and how they work. Again, thanks for having me, Dibyo.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Great.
Have a good time.